Hello everybody, welcome to Weekend Update. You can see we will review this using this indicator. This is only for day trading. You can see green lines are the buy zone, red lines are the sell zones, and neutral line is in the middle, which is white zone. Nasdaq 100, you can see very nice trade on Friday, guys. You can see it came below this in the buy zone on 9:35 a.m. Eastern, around 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and look at this bounce, all right? Very easy trade from here to this bounce, almost easy 1.2% trade. Okay, very easy trade, and I shared this with the subscribers. You can see Russell 2000. You can say this massive bounce. It came here 9:30 as soon as it opened 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Russell, and then look at the bounce, kept going. This thing kept going 3.66%. Now we are in the sell zone. And look what's happened. Futures are selling. They open now, which is around this, the time is around December 3rd. This is 8:44 p.m. Eastern. They are selling. So we have to wait now. We have to wait for this to come back to buy zone to buy. Perfect opportunity short. Every time it goes above 30 standard deviation, this is where you want to be shorting it. Let's look at some other stocks. What else was there? Let's look at crude oil. You can see now it's again in the buy zone. But you can see previously here how nicely sell from sell zone to the buy zone. Natural gas right now it is as we are talking in the buy zone. Ignore this background green. This is just some highlight. I will show it on daily chart. You can see it's here perfectly in the buy zone. You should be looking to buy natural gas right now here. Tesla. You can see Tesla touch buy zone Thursday, bounce. Again, it came to buy zone on Friday, bounce. You can see with this bounce from buy zone to the neutral zone, 3.46% bounce, guys. Pfizer, one of my favorite stock. I will do an analysis because I'm looking to open a position in Pfizer very soon. Around 52 weeks lows, below third standard deviation. This was a perfect time to buy, bounce, and now still it's in the buy zone. All right, there's a gap here. I'll show you maybe later on, but there are multiple gaps from here where it is right now to the first gap. Almost 4.54% profit still in the targets. Okay, if you can hold, this bounce is coming very soon. All right, let's look at gold. I don't know what happened. Massive bounce as soon as future opened. Looked like there's some news which I'm not aware of, and it's bouncing like crazy. Um, I don't know, something is going on, so just bouncing crazy right now. Bitcoin again bouncing with gold, which means dollar is weakening, and you can see Bitcoin is above third standard deviation. This is the time you should be looking to short Bitcoin. You should not be looking to buy here. It's above third standard deviation, perfect short. I think we're going to have a massive dump maybe by morning in Bitcoin, it looks like. And commodities wise, Hang Seng Index, first let's go to China. You can see China is in the buy zone. It came to buy zone, now it's dumping. Look to buy again around below 16807. Commodities, let's look at copper in the sell zone. Palladium is in the neutral zone. Soybeans came to the buy zone again. So look to buy soybeans here. Pre-market's going to the buy zone. Wheat, massive pump. Corn also had a massive pump on Friday. Sugar below third standard deviation. Now again going below third standard deviation. It's still not live yet, but this is the ETF you should be looking to buy. Cane is the ETF, okay? And let's look at tech stocks. Netflix in the buy zone. Microsoft just bouncing from the buy zone. Google in the buy zone. Meta is very close to the buy zone. Snowflakes in the neutral zone. NVDA uh, very close to the buy zone. All right, guys. So just wanted to show you some quick trades. Let's say UNH, it's in the neutral zone. Alibaba bounced from the buy zone on Friday. You can see very nicely. Baidu also bounced from the buy zone, but still very close to the buy zone. All right. So let's go back to the live market and let's do analysis. Let's go to daily chart. Let's hide this indicator. We don't need this anymore. Let's add another indicator, which is 10-1 moving average. Let's do an analysis based on that. And let's see where we are right now. Actually, let me add PPO instead of this because that gives us sometimes better analysis. So let's do an analysis using a PPO. All right. So you can see what's happening on US 500. We made a new high. And if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see still we are going high on a divergence. All right. So what that means is price is going higher, RSI is going lower, PPO, this is PPO is also going lower. All right. So although we had a new high, we hit around 4600, and but still If I go to MES chart, you can see here, same thing here. This was a Fitch cap, which we got done. So you can delete that. And if I go back to daily chart, you can see if I zoom in, you can see what's happening here. Now we're getting close to this range here around next week to a couple of weeks. Couple of cycles are coming to the bottom, so I'm expecting a little bit of lower prices here. All right, so should be looking for a little bit of pullback. All right, and then looking for another attempt to go higher. All right, so this is what I'm expecting, which is based on the cycle theory here. So that should be working out fine on MES. So keep an eye on that. And then the other thing is, if I go to SPY, which is the cash index, you can see all these green lines are the gaps. All right, you can see gap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 gaps. Why do you want to buy right now? It does not make any sense to buy right now. All right, um, even on here, let's go to 1 hour chart. Let's go back to regular trading hours. You can see still divergence. We made a new high. You can see what's happening on RSI. You can see higher low. All right, so lower, okay, you can see higher highs, lower lows. Same thing on, you can see here PPO. All right, so same thing here. So divergences are happening, although it's making a new high from here. There's still divergence on 1 hour chart. One thing to see on daily chart, I don't have green line below red line, so it's still there's a still possibility it can go a little higher. But let's go to triple Qs and see what triple Qs is doing. Triple Qs managed to close green somehow, and my computer just froze. I don't know. Oh, there you go. And you can see if I zoom in this one, you can see just about to cross. You can see PPO green line is just about to cross that line. So a red day on Monday will make this a confirmation, and that will put a downward pressure on Nasdaq. All right. So be careful here. And also you can see on a daily chart, price is making higher high, RSI is making lower high. So there's divergence, and even on PPO there's divergence. All right. You can see it's once this green line goes below red line, then divergence will be confirmed. All right, so be a bit careful on Nasdaq. And if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see new highs were made, but on lower divergence on PPO and RSI, momentum is lower, so you have to be careful here. All right, so let's go back to daily chart. And there's a gap here. All these green lines are gap to fills, but I think most likely you're going to fill this gap first, 377.97. So from here, I think the first gap is around 2.47%. All right. Uh, so that's our target. We'll see how that goes. And also, I want to do a weekly chart on NDX. Let's quickly see into NDX chart here, Nasdaq weekly chart. And let's bring on another indicator here, which is EMA, this one. Okay, and you can see what's happening here. Price is now going away from green line. Whenever price goes to away from green line, it comes back to touch green line again. All right, I want to show you here. Every time price goes away from green line, comes back to test it, come back to test it, come back to test it, come back to test it. Okay, time and time again. So what that means, I'm gonna wait for this thing to go back and test this green line, which is around 4%. Worst case, it could go as low as 8%. So I'll wait for this to happen. I'm not going to buy. Let's be patient. We'll wait for this to come back and hit our target, and then we're going to buy if we want to buy anything. Okay, for now, this is too high to buy anything, so stay away from Nasdaq stocks. At least so 4%, let's say 4% down from where we are right now will give us what? This is 3%, looking for a little bit more lower. 4% is going to be around here, 373. Maybe it will fill this gap. 5%, 370. That's going to be best target to buy again. So that's what I will be looking for. All right, let's look at Dow Jones. Made a new high. There's no divergence on daily chart. 1 hour chart also no divergence. It was divergence before, so I can delete this now. There's no divergence now. All right, so looking very bullish, but very, very, very overbought short term. You can see light green background. You don't want to be buying here. IWM, massive bounce. You can see this support line, support broke down. Now just bouncing higher. This gap fill is going to happen probably 184, but there's also this gap at the bottom here. So be mindful of that. It could come all the way down to fill this gap and also uh, go back to this trend line just to test it. That's quite possible. So be a bit careful on IWM. Do not get too bullish yet. All right. Uh, Pfizer. Okay, this is a stock I want to do analysis. You can see what's happening here. Pfizer is making lower highs, and now all of a sudden started building divergence on momentum indicator. You can see RSI is going higher. You can see price is going lower, and even PPO is going higher with price going lower. Okay, now we cannot just buy it. We have to wait for break of this trend line, white trend line. And let me get another indicator just to see how far we are from, let's get this one, daily 10 in 1 moving average. You can see we are now so far away from this. Let me make this dotted so it's a bit easier to, here you go. So you can see we are so far away from red line, which is 50 EMA daily line. Every time we go far from red line, you can see we come back to test it. Go far, come back, test it, test it, test it, test it. Every time and time, okay? Every time we go too far, we try, it's like a magnet. We try to come back to test it, all right? So we are a bit far from a daily line. We could come back. Now there's divergence. So you gotta be careful, all right? So you cannot short it right now. A divergence does not mean it's a buy indicator, but you have to wait for this trend line to break to buy again. All right, just want to show you, keep an eye, and on a small chart, small time frame, which I showed you in the morning, not in the morning, early on this session, there is a possibility, it is in the buy zone in a day trading chart, so we could get a bounce, and that bounce from where we closed to fill this gap is almost 4.5%. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's quickly look at Pfizer seasonality chart. Seasonality chart. Let's see if there's any indication we can. Let's do this one. PFE. You can see December we get this dump, and December started on Friday. We got this dump on Friday, massive dump. It could consolidate here, have a little bit more dump, but it's going to have a massive pump after. Okay, so 2% pump easily coming. All right, and here also after a massive dump, pump, and what else is here? PFE. I don't see anything else. Okay, these two charts are only which you have to manage, but you can see we could get a massive pump. What that means is this is now set up for a massive pump. So easy 5% gains are possible. So you can just take it and hold it, guys. Okay, Pfizer is a good stock. So keep that in mind. All right. Tesla now holding support. Not like it's getting closer to this 200 EMA light blue line, holding support. Now there's 200 SMA below. It could come down, and if it comes, there's a gap here. That's your best target to buy Tesla 224. So I'm keeping these two uh, stocks. And also, if you're Canadian, you can buy Pfizer on. This is also a possibility to buy on Canadian exchange. So PFE you can buy there as well. So keep that in mind. Just wanted to let you know. Gold, massive pump. Oh, you can see rejection. All of a sudden, what happened here? Oh boy, massive dump. All of a sudden, not sure what happened, but that's life, guys. Massive dump. This looks like a broke out and now going down. All right, but there's no divergence on gold, so we can delete this. Now divergence are gone. It's very bullish. I don't want to be shorting gold here. Same thing with Phil Silver, new highs. Now it's getting rejection, but very, very overbought short term. All right. Crude oil coming back to the support zone. So it can find support here, 72 bucks. If that breaks, it can find support around 65 bucks. Natural gas. Oh, not good. Getting closer. So now, actually, this whole thing I need to delete. Now it's right on this below 200 SMA, which is not a good news. Very, very oversold short term. I would like to see divergences building. I don't see anything right now. So this line is not holding. The support line is not working. So you can delete this. It worked until it worked. And now it's coming back to some of the support zone here. So natural gas is looking a bit, you have to be careful. This whole area, I think this whole area is a lot of confluence of support here. So you can see here, it could come a bit lower, but if it does not hold, then that's not a good news. All right, we really want this to hold here. If it close below 200 SMA, that's bull bearish, and it might coming back to 52 weeks low. All right, so be careful on natural gas here. Dollar, right on the support zone. If this breaks, coming back to 101, And if it bounce, then that's going to be bearish for Bitcoin and other sector. Bitcoin, I wanted it to pull back. Let's see what happened. We got a buy signal here on Bitcoin, but you can see we're still going higher, and we are going higher on a divergence. PPO still has big divergence, and sorry, RSI has divergence. Let me add PPO here. You can see here on Bitcoin, even PPO, massive divergence, guys. Massive, 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 massive divergence. PPO also massive divergence, all right? Be very, very, very careful. Do not fall for this trap. What means price is going higher with lower momentum on PPO and RSI. Bitcoin can dump one day 5-6%, so be careful. Ethereum made a new high, broke out. Now this is also going to act as a support. So now, but again, massive divergences here as well. You can see RSI is still lower. Okay, it's going higher on a higher momentum on PPO and RSI. So just be careful, guys. This is not the time to buy these stocks. Hang Seng Index coming in the buy zone. 1 hour chart, Hang Seng Index, massive. You have to wait for closure above this trend line. You can see here. All right, so until that happens, be careful. Hang Seng Index, there's some bullish momentum with new lows. So even on PPO and RSI, so which is good news. China could be bouncing very, very soon, so be careful, keep an eye on it. Copper, buy the dip, look to buy, it's following what I was showing here, just going high. Palladium, uh, I think it's going to go back to the buy zone here. So these are all accumulation levels. So soybeans, massive gap down, interesting. So let's bring this yellow line back again here. Gap here, gap here, so multiple gaps, and again soybeans is in the buy zone, so look to buy here. It could make another retest this previous lows, so be careful here. Wheat breakout from the support zone, so could be buy the dip, could pull back a little bit and then buy. That's possible. Corn back on this resistance, so let's see if it can break. If it cannot, then this is a resistance. Sugar broke below this trend line, which is not a good news. So now I think sugar might be coming all the way down. So now yeah, this is not valid anymore. So let's see where can it find support again. The next support area for sugar most likely um, this area here. This is like a little bit of support. Let's see if it bounces here. If this does not bounce, then I think the massive support, biggest support is here. We can see here. So this is where I will be looking for sugar to find some buyers. All right. And why this happened? Because it was going higher on divergence on PPO and RSI. You can see here, sugar was going higher on divergence, RSI, and same thing on PPO. So now it's just cooling down. All right. So again, let's see if it finds support here, 24.13. If not, then biggest support is here around 20.5 bucks. All right, let's look at Apple. Uh, Looking for this gap fill before bounce, and you can see PPO is confirmed bearish crossover. Green line is below red line, so be careful on Apple. You don't want to be buying here, Apple. Netflix also, let's see on daily chart. Let's give it a time to load. Here you go. So you can see crossover. Green line is below red line. Red sell signal. So be careful on Netflix. Massive dump is coming. Microsoft. Let's see how things are there on Microsoft. You can see big stocks. They started to already show signals of weakness. All right. So you have to be careful on tech stocks. And money could be rotating from tech stocks to financials and healthcare. So that's also possible. So S&P 500 can still stay higher, but it's quite possible that Nasdaq and other tech sectors they might be going lower. Let's see how it goes. And this thing is frozen for some reason. So let me pause this video and I'll come back as this is back. All right, so Microsoft, you can see also you got green line below red line, red sell signal, looking for these gaps to fill. Google also possible, same thing is going to happen. Let's wait and see. All right, so Google somehow just hanging on there, but yeah, confirmation, green line is below red line, nothing changed. Meta, although it's in the support zone, but again, I think I don't think I'm going to delete this because I'm not confident about this. There's this gap here, 301, and then yeah, confirmation going down. Amazon, no confirmation. Oh yeah, green line is below red line, so gotta be careful, guys. You can see all these tech stocks are going down. This gap is definitely gonna be filled. Uh, so just be careful. Snowflakes, I think after massive earnings, had a massive pump. But let's see. Yeah, Snowflakes, massive gap up. But the thing is, gaps do get filled. So I think these two gaps will fill before it can go higher. That's the life. And did it make a new high? No, not a new high. Very, very overbought short term. NVDA, bearish. Dividends are coming. Interesting. Tuesday, 0.04, which is peanuts. But yeah, green line is below red line. Nothing else bullish here. AMD, same thing. You can see all the major tech stocks have crossover. And let's quickly look at Apple. Apple also had crossover. Yeah, nothing left. All tech stocks and triple Qs does not have it. But I think it's gonna soon have it, and that's gonna put a little more pressure. And let's look at live futures, and you can see futures already have this crossover, okay? And Russell and SPY does not, but let's look at NQ. NQ already have this crossover, all right? So let's be very careful, guys. I think more downside is coming this week, but that's going to present good buying opportunities. So if you're patient, then that's going to be very, very rewarding. Gold miner, massive pump, but gaps are left. I'm scared when gaps are left, so be careful. These gaps could get filled. And let's look at sector-wise, XLK, which is tech sector. Again, you can see very, very overbought short-term crossover here. Looking for these gaps to fill. XLE energy sector looking for this support around 82 bucks. Healthcare sector XLV on this massive support line broke down, bear trap, and now massive pump up. There are a couple of gaps. So, it could come all the way down to fill this, so keep that in mind. Utilities sector also going higher. At one point, utility sectors was just dumping like crazy, and then those who are following me, uh, you can see this here, massive dump. I was selling these are good opportunities to buy, and it just recovered massively after that. So congrats if you took those trades, but utility sectors is an evergreen sector. Industrial sector looking for these gaps to fill before it can go higher, and real estate sector XLRE. Let's wait for this to load, and then you can see again looking for this back little bit of downwards pressure before it goes higher. Financials very, very overbought. This dark green line getting darker now, so you got to be very, very careful here. So look to buy on the dip. KRE also you can see here looking for a little bit of dip, massive pump almost 5% before it can go higher. And let's see uh, Shopify. Let's see Shopify here. You can see Shopify looking for this gap to fill before it can go higher. The one gap here, another gap here, third massive gap here. All these gaps will be filled. Maybe it will fill on earnings. I don't know. But you can see very, very overbought short term. So you don't want to be buying here. All right, guys. And yeah, I think that's about it. One stock ATD, but uh, yeah, I won't. If this is mostly for Canadian guys, you can draw a trend line if you want. This is also a good stock too. I was looking to buy on Friday, but I never got a chance. But you can keep a trend line like this. Wait for this to touch here before you can buy. All right. So keeping two stocks in mind, Pfizer, Tesla, and let's see if we can. Actually, let's do a little bit more analysis on Pfizer. If you have time, just stay here. If not, you're free to leave. I'm gonna do a review for me myself. We can see here. Looks like this is monthly chart of Pfizer. All right. And if you draw some support lines here, where we are right now, you can see right here where we are right now. A little bit more down, it's possible we can go. This whole area where we are right now. This is the area to spy. If I go to weekly chart on Pfizer, that's where we are going. You can see massive, massive, massive area. This is the area you want to buy here, guys. You want to buy Pfizer here. Massive opportunity. You can see how much down it is from all-time high. It's down 54%. This is like unbelievable buy. So yeah, keep that in mind, and it's in the buy range. It's in my buy range, and uh, yeah, this is one of the stocks keeping an eye. All right, guys, if you like the content, hit the like button before you leave, and share with your friends and family. And if you want to join my channel, there's a link in the description. I share these zones with my subscribers pre-market, and I can give you guys guidance on any questions you have. So if you're interested, join, and with these zones, you can make a profit for the entire subscription. Like subscription fee is very cheap, like $7 a month, and you can make money for the entire year with one trade. You can see Pfizer is in the buy zone right now, so this is why you should be looking to buy. All right, guys, have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.